been a while. It has been a while. What's good, guys? Back with another YouTube video after like a year. Happy 2020, everybody. Thank you so much for sticking around and clicking on this video. So today I'm gonna go over my A7S2 cinema rig. So for those of you who have never seen my videos before, I used to own a red Scarlett W. I wasn't getting as much use out of it as I would like to have, and it just wasn't paying itself off. Honestly, it wasn't a good investment. So I sold it, made a huge loss, but now I'm back to using my A7S2 as my main go-to camera. It's still a banging camera. You can create some amazing stuff with this. I mean, like, don't forget, 4 years ago, people were going crazy for this thing. So with that said, it's still gonna be a good camera for probably another few years anyway. Of course, there are things like the S1H, the Komodo's coming out, the Z cams, they're good. I refuse to say Z, bite me. But of course, to get the most out of your camera, you're gonna have to rig it up. So here in this video, I'm gonna break down my cinematic rig, what each part is used for, and what each part is. So let's get straight into it. As usual, Arlo has to be in the video. So Arlo, say hello. Hello. Okay, so of course, the very base of the rig is the camera, the A7S2. Now it has a bit of wear and tear on it. Even the rubber has come off from the SD card slot. So, you know, this thing has been used. It's definitely been used. I probably wouldn't get much if I were to sell it, but I don't plan on selling it anytime soon anyway. Now, of course, I usually pair this with any kind of lens. So I have a couple of Sony lenses. Well, I have one Sony lens, a Sony Zeiss 35mm f1.4, and I have a Tamron 17-28 f2.8. Great lens, love that lens. So this will be mainly for gimbal work when I don't have a first AC or just someone to help pull focus. And a lot of the time I'm working on my own anyway, so autofocus is kind of needed, or just, yeah, it just comes in handy. Good boy. He's like grown so much. I don't know if you guys go back to a past video, he's literally grown so much. So here in this setup, you can see it with the Samyang, also known as the Rokinon. They are called different things depending on the country that you're in. 35mm T1.5. And then the cage that is around the camera is the small rig, whatever the number is. All the links to all these parts will be in the description below, so if you do want to buy anything, check them out. There'll probably be Amazon affiliate links. I used to have Amazon affiliate and then no one bought anything, so they canceled it. Yeah, just know if they are Amazon affiliate links and you do purchase something, it helps me a lot, so thank you so much to anyone who does. You don't even need to buy like the camera gear. You can just buy like dog food or something. You could buy a dog. Do you want my dog? Now on top of the cage is a small rig metal left side handle. Now I used to have a right side handle, which was like a wooden one, but that was actually part of a shoulder rig I used to have, which I sold with my red. So now I don't have a right side handle, so holding this thing is a bit, I'm right-handed, so it's kind of uncomfortable, but what are you gonna do? And on top of that, I have a top handle, also from small rig. You can see that this setup is mainly made of small rig parts, especially when I go the other way and go what's below the cage. So carrying on top of the small rig top handle is the small rig focus. Well, on top of that actually is the mount for the small rig focus. The small rig 360 spin turnable mount for a monitor. Great mount, by the way. You screw it in nice and tight with an Allen key, which they provide, and then your monitor can spin around like you're using a red. So putting this on top of the top handle, it was kind of like having a red again, and that was something I liked about the red was positioning of the monitor. Is literally just like on top at the very front, and you can spin it around 360. Small HD Focus is a great monitor, although I am looking to upgrade to the Atmos Ninja V, simply because you can record, and I want to get 422 out of this camera, still 8-bit, but I've been told it does actually make a difference, so I think it's worth a shot. Although I am looking to upgrade soon, so shh. All right, now going back down and to the right is the Rode VideoMic Pro, the first version. Now, this is a little bit of a Frankenstein rig. So what I did was when I had this microphone originally, I broke it. I broke the mounting point. So the microphone still works perfectly fine, but I broke the actual, like, the bit where the cold shoe connects to the actual microphone base. That's what broke. So the mic still works and the cold shoe is still a cold shoe, but there were like 4 little things that stuck out and those just came out. I tried to super glue it. I ended up accidentally super gluing the bit that screws, so now I couldn't tighten it to the cage. So many problems. So to fix this, I bought a Rode VideoMic Go. Now the quality on the Rode VideoMic Go is not as good because it hasn't got preamps like the Rode VideoMic Pro V1. So I thought, why not take the mount, the shock mount from the VideoMic Go and attach it somehow to the VideoMic Pro. So what I've done is I've used the bands that the VideoMic Pro has, and I've used 2 hair bands to actually secure it to the shock mount. And now you have this. Ta-da! Continuing downwards. So now we have this whole configuration of small rig bits and bobs, which I've actually had laying around for years. I don't think, my guy needs to shut up. I don't think when I bought these originally that I knew what they were intended for. I think they actually came with the A7S2 cage, and at that time I was like, I don't either need these or I don't want to use these, so I just threw them to the side. Now, however, they are so critical for what I do. So going down, basically, it's kind of like a small rig version of a Manfrotto plate that attaches to the very bottom of the cage. That then goes into the small rig like rails system that they have. So it's kind of like a quick release plate. It's really nice actually, I do like it. Then you've got the 15mm rods, also from small rig, and then you have the whole configuration which I just said, all from small rig. At the very bottom of this configuration was a cheese plate, and you use that to attach your tripod mounting plate so that then you can put this whole system on a tripod and then pop it off from your tripod using your tripod's like quick release system or whatever. Really great system, and I really like it. Once you got it all set up, it looks very professional, and it gives you access to all the professional tools that you would need, like what's on the front by the lens. So this is my PD Movie Follow Focus kit. Now, there's 2 types of this. There's when I'm running and gunning by myself, and then there's when I have a first AC to pull focus. So the difference with these, you'll notice, is that there's the thumb wheel on the front, and then there isn't the thumb wheel on the front. The thumb wheel basically lets me pull the focus myself, and then I have another remote shown here, which is what the first AC would be using, alongside a monitor for, well, I don't have that yet, so hey. All right, now jumping to the back. Now, okay, real quick, yeah, I don't have a matte box. I'm still kind of deciding. When Polar Pro released their matte box, I was intrigued. And then I was not, because I saw the price. So for example, the Polar Pro system is $600. I do not have $600 to spend on a matte box system right now. Not saying their quality ain't good, I'm sure it's great. They make really good filters, I've heard. I've actually never used any of them, but right now I haven't got that kind of money. Tilta, $99, and then just buy filters on top of that from other brands, which you can get some for like 100 plus, like 150. Prism Lens Effects, I know they offer one for 150, and they're like making more and more of the 4x4 filters. That is something I'd look into. Yeah, the brands that make filmmaking affordable, they're the G's. Carrying on, so going backwards now from the rig, you see there's a V-mount battery from Anton Bauer. Oh, but MC, didn't you just say something about price? Yes, I did. I got it for free. I won it in an Instagram giveaway. Suck it.
Jesus Christ.
No, but really, like, I won this in an Instagram giveaway, and I was super happy about that. But I actually do have 2 other V-Log batteries that I bought with my Red. They are from Hawkwoods. They are teeny tiny little things. So great, especially because the Red was kind of heavy. But yeah, I definitely recommend getting a V-Log battery. It is key. And also it provides that back balance, so it's really helpful for when you have this thing up on your shoulder, if you do want to shoulder rig it, or even, you know, just the general balance of things. If you have a long lens, then it helps out with that. Okay, so now you'll see some cables coming from that V-mount battery going towards the camera and towards the front of the camera and all that. It's a bit of a mess, I know. I haven't actually got this organized because I don't always use my follow focus setup, so I don't see the need to have it permanently set up if I'm not going to be needing it every single time. Basically, there's 2 things going on here. So there's a D-tap splitter coming from the battery and then giving me 4 D-tap ports. One D-tap is then going from that splitter to the camera's battery port. That is where the camera will get its power, so it will last basically just weeks. There's then another D-tap cable coming from the D-tap splitter to the follow focus itself, the motor. This runs off a D-tap, not off of a battery. There is a version that you can get that runs off its own internal battery that's rechargeable. I didn't get that one. It was also kind of a Christmas present. So, you know, a little bit of, there wasn't really much control with which specific one I got, but I don't really care because you can still make it work. And then there's one more cable coming from the V-mount battery itself. That's a micro USB cable going to the thumb control wheel. Now this thing has its own internal battery, but very often I forget to charge it. So I'll turn up to the shoot and I'll be like, oh, it's not turning on. Oh no, what do I do? So yeah, now I just made it a part of the rig so that even if it's fully charged, it's plugged in because I don't want to risk it running out mid-shoot. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. That's basically it. That is my cinema rig. Often I'll have it in this configuration. I'm trying to do more handheld stuff than gimbal stuff. I like my gimbal and I like my gimbal shots, but I just think handheld's way more dynamic. I feel like when you shoot handheld, you're like actually there when you're watching the videos. Like, yeah, like there's more interesting movements, more human movement rather than just being like robotic and just kind of clean. But at the same time, sometimes the project calls for a smooth, clean shot forward, no shakes or jitters at all. So of course, when it comes to my gimbal real quick, I'll just say everything comes out. The camera comes out, the lens comes out, and I basically just plop the camera and the lens on the gimbal and that's that. I have used it with the cage before, but there isn't really the need for it. So that's basically it. Now you can mount the V-mount battery onto the gimbal by taking the plate the V-mount battery is attached on the back of this rig with and attaching that to the gimbal. That way I could have V-mount power for my camera whilst I'm on a gimbal, which I'm probably gonna look to get another plate for the gimbal because on my last shoot, I had to use the Sony batteries and I didn't actually charge them all. So some were charged a tiny bit and some just weren't charged. Thankfully, I had the charger with me, so I just plugged it into my power bank, which I always keep in my case, by the way, always keep it in your case. And then I just charged my batteries as I was using the batteries, and it was a bit of a mess. I probably would have preferred a V-mount power solution. So that's something I'm gonna look into for the future for gimbal work. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also those links down below for all the things that are listed in this video if you guys want anything. Or even if you're just curious to check it out and see how much they cost. Small rig is very affordable. So, you know, another reason I go with them. See you guys on the next one. Peace.